Welcome to the third edition of the Festival of Manufacturing, also known as Udyog Utsav 2025, where innovation met excellence in Indian manufacturing. The event brought together visionaries, pioneers and change makers shaping the industry's future. With impactful panel discussions on skill development, sustainability, logistics, defense, this festival showcased India's unstoppable growth. The event kicked off with a lamp lighting ceremony followed by a welcome address by T.K. Ramesh, Managing Director of ACE Designers, who shared his vision for the future of Indian manufacturing. Let's take a look.
This is the third edition. We've been associated with the Festival of Manufacturing since its inception. And the idea is to make manufacturing hot, happening, and this is what India needs. There are three important pillars: skill, scale, and sustain. Manufacturing today is not just about equipment and machines. Manufacturing is about systems, processes, and most important, it is about people. It's very important that we look at it holistically. The time is right, the opportunity is there, and the best way to forecast or to predict the future is to fold our sleeves and make it happen. Let us make India a global manufacturing hub. Let's ensure that we bring in the MSME. Let's ensure our most critical resource, which is about people and skills, are focused on. Let's spend on R&D, and let's get going and become a manufacturing force to reckon with in the global stage. Thank you very much.
The global stage presents both opportunities and challenges for Indian manufacturers. Our esteemed CEO panel explored how businesses can scale, innovate, and maintain sustainability while competing internationally. Let's take a look.
Mr. T.K. Ramesh sir, India has already made a mark as a global manufacturing power hub. But when it comes to design-led innovation, we still have a lot of ground to cover. So what are some of the biggest roadblocks that is holding us back? And how can we overcome them to build world-class products?
For any of us to do their best is about necessity. No, and that's why I believe they say necessity is the mother of invention. So I believe it's the hunger. I also believe that it's the coming together of the right minds with the right leadership. Of course, technology is required, innovation is required. But most important, zeal, passion, and a problem that you're trying to solve, and somebody willing to consume that. True. When we were growing up, it was all about security for us. Today, I believe the youngsters, it's not about security, it's about experience, it's about doing something, it's about making a difference.
Right.
So I think we've got some of those blocks covered. Now it's all about leadership mentality and understanding what are those huge problems that need to be solved. And there must be that necessity to solve those problems.
Mr. Singhania, while Indian companies have excelled in manufacturing, we haven't yet built many globally recognized product brands. So what needs to change in our approach? Is it innovation and design to make that happen?
I think India has, done several things which are perfectly good. For brands to be recognized, there's a lot of money that needs to be spent on R&D. The innovation has to happen. Today Indians are innovating around the world, but whether they're innovating for Indian companies in India. So I think we have the potential. The question is, do we have the scalability to bring in this innovation across board, across companies, and take it to the world to become a global player?
Mr. Shukla, so where do you see India standing today in the global market compared to countries like China, Germany, and even US? And what will it take for us to truly compete at that level?
So as far as Make in India is considered, we are quite distant compared to the countries you mentioned. But we have been improving. On a positive side, I think India is catching up. On a positive side, there is a lot of potential. On a positive side, the geopolitics probably will help us because it's a little uncertain right now to move forward. I see a lot of investment coming in, a lot of intelligent minds over here, and we need to build on over there.
Up next, industry leaders explored the future of automotive manufacturing and discussed the innovations driving this change. Let's take a closer look.
What are the key trends and shifts that you see which is going to really lead the future of automotive in India?
The future of automotive industry is really bound to grow because the need for mobility is only going to increase. When the need for mobility is going to increase, there will be different methods, whether it is shared mobility, whether it is using different modes of transport, I think multimodal. So I think all of those things will happen, but mobility is there to stay, not only to stay, but to grow.
So if I compare the structure of the industry now to what it was only 7 to 8 years back, I think that we are talking about two completely different universes. We see EV, we see CNG, we see alternative fuel. Now we are talking about flex fuel, we are talking about ethanol, we are talking about biodiesel, biogas. So, and this just in the span of 6 to 7 years. That is definitely a shift and a trend that no other country globally has ever seen in entire history of automotive industry.
What are some two positives that, or the key drivers that we are saying that, yes, India's automotive future is attainable, and these are the two good things that are happening, and we will reach there faster than what we are thinking right now?
India, the government has promoted a lot of socio-economic reforms, and as well as the Make in India, China Plus One, and all these policies are driving the investments and the efforts to make India's manufacturing hub for the globe. I mean, we are visualizing a lot of industrial growth and development is going to happen over here in India, and they are investing huge amounts of money to put in from a global level to make all the industrial parks and to facilitate industrial growth, looking at the opportunity that is going to be there in India.
If you look at the evolution of automotive, even if you look at last 15, 20 years, cars used to be purely mechanical, right? Steel, metal, rubber, plastic. Slowly we started adding electronics to that. With that, electronics came in software. Today we are talking about software-defined vehicles. So that's where automotive is also working on something called an operating system.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you could see a Continental operating system or a Volkswagen operating system or a Mercedes-Benz operating system. So where it can run on multiple cars.
Right.
So that's where moving towards.
What is one idea that they think holds the promise for the automotive future of India?
I think we should have free India to trade across the world and allow others to come and trade in India on a same platform level. And we as Indians can reach those standards much faster if we are threatened and we have competition. Otherwise, we'll take our own attitude of Jalta attitude.
Up next, the event witnessed a special address by Sudhanshu, the visionary behind the Vande Bharat Express. Let's take a quick look.
We were planning to design a train which will not have a locomotive. It will have two cabs in the end. All the area used for passenger amenities. One can walk from one cab to the other through sealed gangway, would not feel that you're crossing a coach, unlike a rickety vestibule. Since a new animal, we were not getting the sanction. On the last day, we sent the proposal in November 16. In March 17, I rushed to the chairman. I said, why are you not giving me the sanction? You import whatever you want. We will build at 1/3 the cost of your import. And you will be the one in July of 18 to come and cut the ribbon of this train, which was a lie, could not have been possible. But as he was wavering, I grabbed his feet. I said, I'm not leaving your feet till you give me this sanction for 2 trains. So I got the sanction. And that's how the story started. I was retiring in December 18. We were able to do it in those 21 months. Actually 18, living up to its name, Train 18 once again. What is important here is it's all about pride and vanity. By grabbing his feet, I was enhancing my pride because I go back to my people with the document of sanction so the work could be started. And by grabbing his feet, I was killing my vanity, which one of you would kill in any case someday. Why not kill it yourself today?
Ladies and gentlemen, we begin our felicitations for Promising Plants 2025. Our first promising plant is Yudo Hot Runner India Private Limited. Next, we extend our recognition to Xavier Daubert India Private Limited. as a part of the Festival of Manufacturing 2025 Skilling Initiative, Itina Machinist organized an exclusive facility tour for students of the College of Engineering, Pune. As a token of appreciation for their valuable contribution to student training, we have two special recognition felicitations for plants. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dronacharya Aerial Innovations Limited for their outstanding contribution. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate Omega Seeki Mobility for their exceptional efforts in skilling students. We'd like to begin with our women change makers or women champions of manufacturing who have made exceptional contributions beyond the shop floor. Ladies and gentlemen, our first award for champions of manufacturing for the day goes to Ankita Khanvilkar, Eaton Industrial Systems Private Limited, Ahilya Nagar. Ms. Bhagyarashi Virdi, Paras Defence and Space Technologies Limited. Ms. Kanupriya Khandwal, JSW MG Motors. Ms. Nikita Srivastava, Dronacharya Aerial Innovations Private Limited. Nitika Sharma from Marpos. Ms. Pooja Bansal, Piaggio Vehicles Private Limited. Ms. Priyanjali Srivastava, Omega Seeki Private Limited's Faridabad plant. Ms. Ragini Pasumarthi, Tata Autocom Systems. Ms. Shweta Bahirat from Eaton Industrial Systems Private Limited, Ranjangaon plant. Ms. Shahzadi Bhujbal from Laser Technologies Private Limited. Ms. Sneha Dandekar, Godrej Security Solutions. It's now time to felicitate our men change makers. Calling upon our first champion, Mr. Dennis Rodriguez from JK Enterprises. Mr. Amit Tatke, CTO Dronacharya Aerial Innovations Limited. We have Mr. Basavraj Mandare, Eaton Industrial Systems Private Limited, Ranjangaon plant. Dr. Suresh Kapiti, Kapiti Overseas Private Limited. Mr. Jagdish Kande, Piaggio India. Mr. Kiran Ghorpade, Eaton Industrial Systems Private Limited. Mr. Mangesh Sarvade, Eaton Industrial Systems Private Limited. Mr. Manoj Thakur, Omega Seeki Private Limited, Pune plant. Mr. Mohsin Suleimani, JK Industrial Components LLP. Mr. Neeraj Chauhan from Sanco Swans JRG Tooling India Private Limited. Mr. Pratham Kale of Aetron Aerospace. Mr. Shyam Anand, the Managing Director leading Technical and R&D Operations. Mr. Ranjit Dalwai of Aetron Aerospace. Mr. Rahul Desale, Rainshaw Meteorology Systems Limited. Mr. Rajesh Kumar of Agrison Engineering. Mr. Rishi Joshi, Paras Defence and Space Technologies Limited. Mr. Shiv Pratap Shetty, JSW MG Motors Paint Shop. Sudipta Marjit, Tata Autocom Systems. Mr. Vijay Anant Pawar, Godrej Security Solutions. Today, as we present the Lifetime Achievement Award, we are not just celebrating his accomplishments, we are honoring a legacy that will inspire for years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applauding none other than Shri Baba Saheb Kalyani, Chairman and Managing Director of Bharat Forge Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Shri Baba Saheb Kalyani wasn't able to join us in person, but we have a representative collecting it from the senior management who's accepting the award on his behalf.
Up next, the event witnessed a panel discussion on building a resilient supply chain, India's journey to logistics dominance. Let's take a look.
Infrastructure is important, right? And all these government policies, infrastructure spending, so national infrastructure plans for multimodal connectivity are being implemented. How will these plans enhance efficiency by promoting seamless connectivity via economic corridors and multimodal logistics parks?
If you look at logistics or supply chain, it has come a long way from where it was and from where it is today. Every organization, every business can only be as successful or as a failure as good the logistics is there, you know.
Right.
One of the reason is definitely the customer preferences which are happening today.
Right.
You see a lot of globalization which is happening. It's not one product being produced at one place. I mean, it's everywhere. So it's seamless connectivity which you require. This brings to the question which you asked, that how the government infrastructure and the push which is being happening. So there's a lot of push from the government side.
Right.
There's a lot of initiatives which the government is taking, and I think we are at the right track. I mean, I don't want to comment whether we are slow or we are fast or what pace we are. Every country, every situation demands a different kind of pace, but our heart is there. Things are being worked out. If you just look at the corridors and if you look at what is happening there, you will see a lot of congestion moving out of the urban cities and urban lines. And this is something which is directly not only linked with the logistics per se, but also look from a sustainability point of view. And you see less traffic on the road, less congestion on the road, things reaching and moving in a faster pace. And the most important thing which I would like to say here is that a lot of technological adoption which is being happening, you know, in this area. And I think this is the key. You are going to connect it with various sports now. So this is also something which is very, very interesting. One of the key topic here again I would want to touch is the public-private partnership which is happening now.
Right.
So this means with the right push of the government, you will see a lot of investments being done. Government is encouraging people and giving them infrastructure to come and invest. I think all put together, this is going to give a lot of benefits, not only economically, but also putting up a very resilient supply chain.
The future of manufacturing is built on innovation, skilled talent, and sustainable practices. The next panel discussion explored how these elements intersect to drive progress in the industry. Let's take a closer look.
India's manufacturing has seen a phenomenal change in last 25-30 years, and you all have been witness to that change. How do you see India's manufacturing growing, and what is the role innovation has played in growing that manufacturing in India in last 25-30 years?
I am personally very bullish about in manufacturing prospects in India. For the next 10-20 years, I feel this is India's golden age as far as manufacturing goes, across all sectors and subsectors in manufacturing. If you look at innovation in manufacturing, many people think innovation is like something, I have to create a new product. I have to come, like, I think that is innovation, but that is breakthrough innovation. And breakthrough innovation typically happens once in 5 years, once in 10 years. But there is also something called as new product development. And there is something called as R&D. And innovation doesn't necessarily have to be in the design philosophy. Innovation can be in the way you deliver service, the way you transport your goods, the way you pack your goods, the way you manufacture your goods, your paperwork, your ERP, the way you make proposals to your customers, your marketing. All of these functions of the organization can have elements of innovation built into it.
So first thing is, we are always talking about make in India, make in India. I think what we need is innovate in India. We need people with different skill sets. We put 10,000 square feet of capacity in terms of our R&D facility, where we are adapting products, making products for India, making products for Indian manufacturing companies to export. So it's, again, starting from home, how we are looking at the processes, how we are looking at each and every step. It doesn't involve only creating new products. It's about innovating in the process, innovating in the delivery. So it's a whole ecosystem that we need to start thinking about.
Innovation is taught to us by our customers. We are a British company and we have a huge range of products to deal with, and we sell those products across the world. But then, we recognize that some of those products are not really fit for our country, okay? So we did some surveys and we spoke to a lot of customers, and they gave us a feedback that, you have a Mercedes, but India needs Maruti 800. So how can you support these kind of requirements? So we had to really do a lot of thought process, and we bought something which we launched last year. And believe me or not, we are seeing a huge success for that product. So I think, innovation can be applied anywhere. anywhere in your in the entire ecosystem. That's what is my belief.
Up next, the event witnessed another insightful panel discussion on India's defense manufacturing sector and how innovation is strengthening national security. Let's take a look.
How far have we come in terms of self-reliance and technological development when we talk about Make in India and all of that? How do you look at it?
In terms of self-reliance, we have a lot to do. Said that, I would also want to paint a brighter picture, saying that we're going way faster than we were expected to in terms of innovation, in terms of being there and leading the forefront. In terms of the technologies that we are today self-reliant, you can count very advanced technologies like radars, missiles, and a lot more technologies that we are becoming self-reliant. So we are on the right track. A lot needs to be done. A lot of that can be achieved through innovation and development.
We have been very good now, been matured bit into the traditional warfare systems like artillery systems or defense traditional manufacturing systems being a lot of private players in India. But there was a missing link on critical technologies like, if you talk about special materials, for example, in the aerospace division, specifically if you talk about engine components. So that is something still we have a long way to go, I think. And we also have a lot of work to do in terms of, building the technological capabilities in terms of workforce. But we are also focusing on system agnostic, like platform agnostic. Basically, we'll develop platform which can be integrated with land, sea, as well as air. So it's not just that we develop a particular product which is just going into the air or defense of land systems. So that's how we are trying to look at from our side as OEMs. But I think, yes, we have to do a lot of work in terms of critical technology in aerospace as such.
I would like to understand from you, how are drones kind of redefining and reshaping the face of defense operations and strategic manufacturing?
We have seen drones are playing very crucial role in the geopolitical warfares which are right now going on. And India is as well adopting drone technology at the right pace, I would say. There are challenges, but yes, the acceptance of drones in the defense has gone to a very deeper level. And I think that's the reason getting into manufacturing of drones with the defense quality and standards is equally important. The innovations which are happening in the drone area, which will be path-breaking in incoming years are, I would say, the AI technology which is getting developed, having multiple drones flying at the same time on a mission, which is completely an automated mission. That's going to be the very near future for drone, which we foresee.
The next panel discussion explored strategies to empower and mitigate the challenges MSMEs are facing today. Let's take a look at some of the key highlights.
Sir, Mr. Pugul sir, given the fact that you come from, the background on, from Tally, from the whole digital piece of it. So can you share some views in terms of how MSMEs can actually, mitigate the challenges which they're facing today?
See, today the biggest problem that we have with most of our SME is the mindset. Okay? And second is that the awareness is very, very less among them. Okay? So that is very important. In fact, I happened to attend a session where one of a learned person, he said 4 P's, which is the business ikigai. So he says, first is the potential. What is your unique skill that you have? Number 2, it says that what is the profitability that you are thinking, or the plan, which is the business plan you are thinking. The third thing is the passion. So do you have the passion so that you don't give up till you achieve your last mile? And the fourth one is, what is the purpose that you have? What is that you are going to bring benefit to the ecosystem? Or what is that you are going to help with your passion? So these are the 4 P's. So if they practice this 4 P's, and if they are able to come out from their day-to-day rigmarole of activities and start looking into it, there is various finance avenues that are available for them. In fact, in the last budget also, the government has increased budgeting allocation for MSMEs. And there are a lot of things, like, very important thing is that how does an SME balances between their capital requirement and their working capital requirement. In Tally, in fact, we want to, again, we have been for the last 39 years the technology partners for MSMEs in the country. So recently we have also tied up with certain financing institutions, and from within the software, SMEs can apply for a loan where they can get their loan sanctioned in 24 to 48 hours. And since they already have their data, they can do that. So these are the avenues that the SMEs needs to explore and see how they can manage their working capital.
Up next, Umesh Rathod, startup mentor and TEDx speaker, delivered an insightful masterclass on building resilient businesses. Let's take a closer look.
There are hundreds and thousands of things happening. At every level, you can see there is growth in manufacturing for the country. Right? You talk about textile, you talk about EVs, you talk about aerospace. The whole world is looking at India with a big prospect. So in academia, what we are propagating the thought is every entrepreneur is an inventor, but not every inventor can be an entrepreneur. So a lot of patents have been filed by academicians. I want you guys to go and reach out to them so you can buy those patents.
The third edition of the Festival of Manufacturing concluded, leaving a legacy of inspiration and new possibilities for Indian manufacturing. With groundbreaking discussions to industry recognition, this event charted a course for future growth. Stay tuned, only on ET Now.